everyone, it's Sarah and welcome to my crochet channel. Today's video is step number 1 in our winter crochet along. And for our winter crochet along, we're going to crochet this sweet baby Stuffie. And the neat thing about it is it can be a boy or a girl. You can make any skin tone and you can customize it by any yarns that you want to use. And we'll talk more about that in just a minute. The way the crochet along is going to work is we will construct our baby doll doing one part each day for the next 5 days. Now today I'm going to give you all the things that you need to make this doll. And then we're also going to do step number 1, that is the head. Then on Tuesday, we're going to do the body of the doll. And then on Wednesday, we're going to do the doll's arms and this little piece that comes on the bottom to close it up. And then on Thursday, we're going to finish up all the construction, putting it together, stuffing it, and making this cute little bonnet. And then on Friday, we're going to make the blanket to go with our sweet baby doll. Now, this is a free crochet pattern on my blog, and I will add the video to the blog on each section of the pattern. So make sure when you go there, you refresh that page on the blog each time. Our sweet baby doll measures about 12.5 inches long, and it's about 12 inches around. So you can see she or he is a nice size doll. To make the doll, you're going to need about 1 ounce of some sort of color for the skin. I'm going to be using this beige just because it's easy to see on camera. It's a little lighter than the beige I used on this one. And you're going to need about 1 ounce worsted weight, medium weight, number 4 yarn. This is the Karen 1 pounder, and I like to use it when I'm doing a doll or something because it's good and sturdy and holds its shape. It is a medium number 4 weight yarn. On this doll, I just used some Red Heart Super Saver that I had on hand, and then a blue that was a baby weight that I doubled for just these parts. But what I'm going to be doing for the demonstration today is I'm going to be using the Karen Baby Cake. You can see I got it on sale for $2.67, and I purchased this at my Michael's store. To make the baby and the blanket both, you're going to need 2 of these cakes, but we'll talk more about the blanket on Friday. For today, we're going to be using this one. It's called Cotton Candy. It's all in pastels, and of course, you can use a solid, a stripe, or any color that you want of medium weight number 4, and this is going to be used for the body portions and the bonnet of the doll. Now remember, you can use any color yarns that you want to, just to make sure that they're all worsted weight or medium weight number 4 yarns. You're also going to need just a small amount of pecan brown to stitch the sleeping eyes and the smile on your doll. We're going to be stitching today with our G hook. This G hook that I have is a 4.25. Now I know that some of them are 4.50. That is totally fine. You just want to make sure that you use a hook that's going to make a nice tight stitch. You don't want your stuffing to show through. We're going to be using a needle for weaving in ends, for sewing on the arms, and for embroidering the eyes and mouth. You'll need your scissors, of course, and then you'll also need a stitch marker. I have several different things I use for stitch markers. This is a gel one. You can use a plastic one. And I also like to use, when I want one that's not quite so gelish, because I really do like these gel ones, but I like to take a paper clip and just open it, and that way it hangs on there nicely, and you can use that as well. A safety pin will work. Some of the safety pins that have the little extra curl in it get caught in the yarn, so be careful of that. And if you don't have a stitch marker, you can use just a different color of yarn and mark your stitches as you go as well. We're going to be stitching in the round, and so it's important to mark your rows. The last thing you're going to need, of course, is some stuffing. And you're going to need probably about an ounce or two. It's kind of up to you how tight you want to stuff your baby doll. And I'm just using the polyester fiber fill that you can buy at Hobby Lobby or Walmart or Joann's or Michael's stuffing. All right, we got what we need to make our sweet baby doll. Let's get started with step 1. So today's video, we're going to be doing step 1. And step 1 is the head portion of the sweet baby doll. And so we're using our skin color, which I'm using this light beige. And of course, we'll be stitching with our G hook, which is the 4.25 or 4.50 crochet hook. And of course, you're going to need a stitch marker or something to mark your rows. We're going to begin with our slip knot. We're going to chain 3. And then we're going to place 6 single crochets in the second chain from the hook. So we'll go into the second chain, pull up a loop, yarn over, and go through both loops. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. We are not going to be joining. We're going to be stitching in the round. So we're going to mark the last stitch of this row. And that's going to tell us each time when we go around that that stitch that we're marking is the last stitch on each row as we go. All right, so now we're going to do row 2. On row 2, we're going to place 2 single crochets in each of those 6 stitches. We're not going to join. We're going to go right in that next stitch and stitch 2 single crochets. 1, oops, got a little splitty there. There we go. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and this brings me to where my stitch is marked, so I'm going to pull that out and stitch the last 2 stitches. 1 and 2. In row 1 we had 6 single crochets, in row 2 we have 12, and I'm going to mark my stitch. Getting caught there. And so now for row 2 I have 12 single crochets. Now we're ready for row 3. We're going to stitch 2 single crochets in the next stitch. 1, 2, and 1 single crochet in the next. So that's 3, and then we'll repeat that around. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. That brings us to the last one that we marked, and that makes 18 stitches. And again, we're going to mark our last stitch. So we have 18 single crochets for row 3. Now for row 4, we're just going to place 1 single crochet in each stitch around. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, and then that brings us to our last stitch, which is 18. And again, mark that stitch. I'm going to go ahead and flip it this way because this is the outside of our doll head. We're going to place 2 single crochets in the next stitch, 1, 2, and then 1 single crochet in the next. So that's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, and 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, and then our last stitch, 27. So for row 5, we have 27 single crochets, and I'm going to put my stitch marker back in. And then for row 6, we're just going to place 1 single crochet in each single crochet around. All right, there's 10. There's 25, 26, and then our last stitch. Oops, got that caught. There we go, is 27. So for row 6, we have 27 single crochets because we didn't do any increases on that row. Now for row 7, we're going to place 2 single crochets in the next, 1, 2, and then we'll place 1 single crochet in the next 2. So that's 3 and 4. So we're doing 2 single crochets in the next and 1 single crochet in the next 2. There's 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Oops, I'm pulling tight, and so sometimes when I do that, I lose my loop. 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, and 28, 29, 30, 31, and 32, 33, 34, 35, and that brings us to our last stitch, which is 36. And so for row 7, we have 36 single crochets. We'll mark that stitch. And then for row 8, we're going to repeat 1 single crochet in each single crochet around, and that's going to give us 36 single crochets. I've completed that row of 1 single crochet in each single crochet around, and you'll have 36 single crochets. And so now what we're going to do for the next 11 rows is stitch 1 single crochet in each single crochet around, move our stitch marker, and we'll repeat this for 11 more rows to complete the head portion of our doll. So repeat row 8 for 11 more rows. I repeated row 8 for those 11 additional rows, and this is the way that it should look at this point. This is the head of our doll. Of course, it's not stuffed yet. And this is how it should look so far for step 1. Tomorrow, for step 2, we'll be stitching on the body portion of our doll.